Hey all, Slanesh Devotee with another voiceover game. So, using Zarathur again and playing against Team Line, Stefan. He's cranking out a Subject Omega deck, which is quite cool. And straight away, I know that I'm in for a tough time because Zarathur is quite squishy, and I'm not sure how well that's going to go. I feel like between the Splintered Path Acolyte, the Fanatics, the Snakebite, I've got a few decent enough things to throw out onto the command, and I'm thinking that should mean I'll be able to beat him in command. Subject Omega, in particular, of the Tyranids, doesn't seem to do a lot of command, just doesn't want as many things on the battlefield. I had a bit of trouble with my computer recently, so you're going to see weird clicking noises and little red circles around my mouse. I think I fixed it for later on videos, but there'll probably be a couple that come out with those aspects before it cleans itself up. So I figured Snakebite onto the first planet, try and bully my way into it. There's some alternative economies, and make sure Omega's got his what he can do. I decided I want more cards. I want as many cards as I can, because most of the stuff in this deck isn't too expensive particularly, and so more cards will help fund or put out more things. So that's my thought sort of there, roughly. And then he's got the good old Toxic Venom Throat, which goes over the top of me, and that's tricky. Do I put the Cultist on it, or do I go somewhere else? I go somewhere else. I was very tempted to use the Fanatic as a kind of a promotion, because I don't want him to infest things, basically. But yeah, it was a tough decision, and I decided I thought more command was better than just stopping his command. Maybe going over the top of him would have been better. Tough decision there. Stopping his infest could have been worth it, maybe. But then he would have been likely to go there with his Warlord or something, maybe, as well, so not sure. But he puts a card into reserve, and that I was very unsure of. I wasn't sure what things in reserve Subject Omega uses at that point. I was thinking there's Burst Forth, and there's what's the other one? The big guy, the big scary guy. I can't remember what it's called. It's got the Morlock, Slavering Morlock, I believe, and then he overdoes me with another Toxic Venom Throw over the top of my Plague Bearers. I'm feeling like I've been beaten in the command, basically. I don't like it. You know, I'm really not happy with where that's gone. But he's got the command out, and he actually could have stalled longer with his digestion pool if he'd wanted to. So I'm not thrilled about this. Let's see, what do I think is a good choice? Planet 4. Okay, so I want to stop him getting the infestation on Planet 4. Yeah, I don't want to risk that card in reserve, I guess. I don't think any of the cards that he's likely to be running are going to be good for me, so I at least stop some of his command in that sense. I'm going to 4. He stops some of my command there, and I don't get, and doesn't affect the command on the other planet. But very cleverly, I think. I noticed this after the battle actually, but he's going to infest Taurus, and then potentially be able to use the was it Blazing Malanthrope to trigger it, even though there's no battle, so he can get his resources. Yeah, see, that would be me counting. He's got 4, I've got 5, so yeah, he's going to be able to trigger that. But I got my cards, and I didn't get anything particularly useful at this stage. So we go to planet 1, which has no command effect, but it was a tricolour planet, and I thought it was good odds to put the snake point there and see if I could win it, because that's a pretty decent setup, you know. A real tricolour helps me out for the next few planets. No planet battle until Elwith, just me there. 2 damage because of the effect of Zarathur, and he's done. So let's see what I can pick up for myself here. Tough decision. Like 3 different types of economy, all of which I'm going to need. Resources, I've got a couple of big things in my hand. Promise of Glory, I've got a big demon in my hand. Ammo depot, keep the cards rolling along. So I go for the Promise of Glory, because I figure getting that big demon out will be quite useful. Rogue Trader or Ammo depot. I'd already got an ammo depot. You know, I didn't think I need another one. So there we go, he triggers it now. Before he kills anything. Really good move, that one. Really solid. Potentially maybe I should have gone to that planet and tried to fight off the Maleceptor, but he still could have triggered it probably before I'd get a chance. So yeah, there we go. I'm looking to see, do I shield the Fanatics with anything? I'm looking at what supports I might be able to blow up. And I've got no other actions. I can't think of anything I can do right now that might be of any use. So he swings, and I think I just let it go. Yeah, I just let it go. And then he gets to shoot. He gets to shoot. Yeah, and it's economy, and I'm thinking, actually, really kind of want to shield that because it's quite useful. And in the end, I go for the shield. I'm thinking now that possibly blowing up the invasion site, even though it's a free card for him, that's sort of a impediment to the return of resources that he might be getting. Could have made a difference, I think. Could have been quite a useful thing. But I keep my command out there. I've got my Plague Bearer on the first planet, which isn't a lot. And I'm looking at, look at all these supports he's got. He's got so many things backing him up there. Maybe I should have kept the Squig Bomb and blown something up. First things first, get out some cultists. There we go. Right. Decent enough stall, and we'll see what we can do with them later. Another support, Spore Chimney. So what does that one do? That's the one that lets him infest. The Calum Infestors gives him stuff when he infests. Invasion Site gives him money back for elites. Just so many things going on there. Support Destruction would have been really handy. I've been saying it. I've been saying Support Destruction is actually really valuable in a lot of decks right now, I reckon. Like, surprisingly so. He's loading up that first planet because I haven't put anything on it to compete with him. And now I'm beginning to think, oh, is my big guy on that planet going to be worth it? You know, maybe I'm making a mistake. You know, I want to stall out a bit more and see what else he does. This is probably about when I realised he's still got 5 resources. He's got so much he can afford, which is a bit of a worry. I don't particularly want that planet infested. But, oh, no, he's changing his mind anyway. I was going to say, infestation, there's a bit of a drag. I'm not sure I'm keen, you know. So just let them know that I'm thinking. And what do I decide in the end here? And my decision is... oh no, I haven't made a decision. I think I'm doing the maths and seeing if can I do both demons, and I don't think I can. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, can I? Reduce that cost by 2. Oh yeah, I can. And then he's done. He's got nothing else. And now this move, I kind of liked it, but it's probably a waste. So yeah, I throw them out and then immediately blow them up to kill the Spore Sac. Potentially maybe I should have just left it, and I mean it would have been equal command, and then I could have blown it up potentially at a more useful time, maybe, I guess. But I quite liked getting rid of it when he didn't really have many options. So I thought it was a neat move, if not necessarily a great one. I'm going to planet 2, because I think I've got the edge on planet 1, but I'm not really considering that it's going to be infested. He's able to ambush things. He's got a deep strike card. I think I probably should have gone to planet 1 if I wanted a chance, you know? I also could have pulled my ammo depot to see if I got any other options, although I've got no resources left at this stage as well, so probably wouldn't have bothered. Okay, T-Mine's choosing where to be. He's sorted his Warlord. Just got to sort his Synapse out. There we go. And we're both done. Cool. Let's see where he ended up. Planet. Just double checking that I am where I thought I am. Planet 2. Alright, so he's going to planet 3. He's going to kill my dude, which is a drag. When I'm realizing maybe I could have used that and saved some resources and put out a Orc Cannon as well or something, you know? The Infestors allows him to take a card or resource bonus because he's infested Taurus, which is quite nice, and he trumps me on command in most ways, so that's not helpful. Yeah, not great. I was hoping to move the Plague Beast somewhere useful, but I'm feeling a little bit more concerned right now. So, Plague Beast goes off, so I ping myself. See, and that's another thing, it could have been good to have Zarathur there take the hit, but just everything there would have taken an extra hit, which would have been nice. Well, I say it would have been nice, but, you know, does it really matter with something like a Venom Throat? Maybe not. So right at this point I'm thinking, haha, I'm good, I'm going to beat him, you know, ha 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 ha, this is all great. But I just haven't thought about the fact that it's infested now. He's got a digestion ball, he could ambush something quite impressive. Here we go, he targets the Deep Strike card. Presumably he's going to pay the cost. Before first planet. I'm not sure what he means there. I think he's just checking I've got no actions before the first planet, which is reasonable. Yeah, I'm just going back and looking at things, and I can't quite tell what he meant, but I'm pretty sure he's just checking for that command, that action window right there, just to be sure. Didn't mean to be shouting at him, so I'm just going to fix that. There we go. Checking for Deep Strike. And Slammering Morlock, that's what it was called. Yeah, I hadn't considered that possibility really properly at all. Having the snake bite there, I reckon, would have made it more plausible that I beat it. But that as I say, makes no allowance for the fact that it's an infested planet that he can ambush to, which I hadn't considered in any way, shape or form. So I'm like, alright, well, I might as well do what sort of damage I can. Although suddenly I can't seem to control cards. There we go. As an action, I might as well kill off that venom throat. There we go. Stop it from infesting something when it commits with the subject Omega. But he saves it with the consumption, which I was like, oh, that's a cool card. And then I thought, oh, it's a very cool card for him. He can just not have things on the board and put them in after he's played it. So, yeah, very cool. Warlock, which is, there we go, attacking the Gleeful Play base, fair enough. Nearly dead already, not cool. And then Digestion Pool, -1 HP from an invasive gene stealer. It's just dead, just like that. And boom goes the dynamite. I mean, suddenly I'm like, oh dear, I'm already well behind. I'm not sure that I've set myself up to be able to compete with this. I don't quite know what I'm going to do about all this. It's pretty worrying. I'm feeling like maybe I should have spread my command out wider, not used the elites at the moment, although it's risking him having an easier set of battles, easier time of winning the game. And I just think maybe if I had spread wider, I'd have forced Omega to put things where he doesn't want them, or the Melanthrope wouldn't have been able to trigger command battles, like win command battles. Yeah, if I'd have mulliganed and tried to get more one-cost units, like road traders and things, I know I've got a few of them in here, maybe they would have been a better use of my opening hand. Just really spread out and get as many options as possible before he starts deep striking things like a Slavering Morlock. I figure if I go over there, I might be able to scare off Subject Omega. I do have a 2-shielder in my hand, so that was my thought at this point. No actions. He does take the swing, and I decide I want to really take the chance to hopefully scare him off. And I think to myself, I really need to use my ammo depot before I don't get a chance. Frontline eyeballs are not bad, I reckon, I guess. Put something onto Subject Omega before the end of the round. And because I get to wait for him to do it first, so I managed to keep my Acolyte there, which is quite nice. I quite like that. And I get to trigger it, so that's good as well. And do I want to put out more command units? Do I want shields? I think command units would probably have been a better idea. Or even an ammo depot, so I could have focused on trying to find resources. But instead I go for the Firestorm, I decide for the shields, and actually I think that might have been the wrong call. And now he's infested Planet 1, which is a worry. It's all just looking a bit, I'm not sure. Look at how many bodies he's got compared to how many bodies I've got. Concerned. What am I going to do about all this? He's done. And I'm done. And there we go. And I get the same 2 cards I just drew, which is a little bit weird. I mean, crud. That doesn't improve my options particularly much. For a Zarathur deck where I've tried to go for a lot of low cost units, 1 and 2 cost units, I hit quite a few of my big guys. I'm not sure what effect that really has. I'm thinking on a deck like this where I'm not, with big guys are basically just a little something extra to give a bit of oomph, particularly in the later game. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't have the support for them, you know. So I put the Ard Boys onto what will likely be a win condition planet. If he gets the next planet, he'll have 2 green. Yeah, I'm thinking that'll be a win condition planet for him. So I'm hoping that the Ard Boys will help me fight there. You know, way down to Ferrin with the Hormigants, and then they infest the planet, and then he gets 2 resources for infesting the planet. Quite good. 5 to 5 versus 1 to 6. Discrepancy is really mounting up there, particularly with resources. I've got nothing to do. Can't afford most of my things. And he goes with the Harvesters, which is a really good call actually, because he knows that I can't specifically do something to stop them necessarily, so he can put them right on top of an infested planet and get those bonuses. That's good. That's a good call. Very good call. And I'm thinking planet 4 for resources. Is that what I've got? I think that's what I chose. Potentially, maybe I should have gone to 5 and stopped his command there and tried to kill it, but then I'd have Zarathur undefended on an infested planet versus Subject Omega. Is there a more perfect way to get yourself assassinated? I don't know that there is, but I couldn't think of many other options, so I thought Ossus was pretty safe. I'll get some resources there. Over I go. Melanthrope, over he goes. And Omega. Kind of, I'm assuming he thought I was going there. I don't know if he's got any particular other reason to be at Aatrox other than that. Or to set up for his potential win condition, maybe. And I see I've got a Warp Rift. That Warp Rift right there, that Warp Rift. I'm thinking, okay, if I swap things around, he would have a blue and a green, so he'd have 2 green and a blue. Then he'd probably get, if I swap over Carnath, he'd get 2 blue, 2 red, and then he'd be fighting for a 3rd blue. Doesn't do it good enough. If I swap Ossus with Carnath, that would be a 3rd green for him, still no good. Maybe if I swapped Ferritin for Ossus, then that would be 3 red and it's still no good. If I bring out Zarathur and manage to swap around planets and return it every turn and be able to do it again every turn, can I keep the right colours out of his grip? I don't think that I can. I think that there's just the combinations are not good enough. I'm figuring if I can do 2 damage to him here, and if I can kill that so that he doesn't get the planet, then Warp Rift becomes a much more potentially viable option. I might be able to stop him getting the blue that he needs in time. And then the green would be a worthless planet icon, so I could feed him the green. But he shields it. Which, to be fair, he had 7 cards at the time. I kind of should have realised that he would be able to do. But I feel like it was worth a go. You know, I wanted to try. So I've got nothing else, and that means he gets to trigger Platinum. Just moving the harvesters, that's fair enough. Simple little one. Oh, I'm not sure if he's actually moving them. He's just showing that he's able to do it. Yeah, he moves the Morlock. And that was intense, and I went, oh, really should have looked at what the battle ability of Planet 1 was, shouldn't I? Because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it, and I knew he would be able to do it, and I know that there's no way I can beat a Morlock with Zarathur. And also that means I've spent my money, and I can't do a Warp Rift anymore. I was thinking if I took Carnath and swapped it with Aloith, I would have 2 red and 2 blue, presuming I win the first planet, you know, and that he isn't able to win it. If I was able to do that, I would have 2 red and 2 blue, and then I could have swapped Farron to be a more useful one. Or I could have tried to swap Aluith to be further along where I stand a better chance of getting it. I was like, that was probably my only possibility here. Swap Carnath and Aluith this turn, throw in Zarathur next turn, and get swap, what would it be, Aluith and Ossus. Oh no, that would have still given him a win condition, wouldn't it? I might have had to let him keep Aluith and swap over Farron with Ossus, so that would be 3 red for me by that point. It's the only possibility, really, I think. Digestion Pool puts in the Yimgarl. Just rough, really rough there. And I'm thinking, actually, if he'd used that action before Planum had triggered, and then he could have moved a Yimgarl over to me, even though it's not an infested planet. You know, Planum, action. I'm going to ambush the Yimgarl onto Aatrox, and then I win Planum. Oh, look, I'm going to move the Yimgarl over to face your Warlord. That would have been, I mean, the Morlock is obviously enough, but it's just a lot of trouble there. 2 damage over. I've got nothing. He's got nothing, and I have to run away. I decide to stay in the vain attempt to scare him off. And I'm thinking, I've got 2 shields. It's not Armor Bane anymore. I might be able to kill it. I might be able to make him run away and go, oh, he's going to kill my big thing. But he's got Invasion Sight, doesn't he? So he doesn't actually mind if I kill this, because it cost him 4 to put it into the game, and it's going to get 6 resources when it dies. So, yeah, I didn't do that part of the maths, you know? And killed it. Great. So that's good. Cool, so I'm going to win Ossus. That's what I'm thinking at this point, although he's got 11 resources. I mean, my goodness. And then Predation, which makes me go, uh-oh. And Double Dang, yeah. And then he's got another Yimgarl that he can afford now that the Morlock is dead. And I'm like, what do? I have nothing. Boom, bloodied, gone, down. And that also means he's going to win Ossus now, which means I can't do my Warp Rift, can I? He's got to take that last resource. I am completely ruined. Completely ruined. Oh, I do catch that last resource in a minute. What have done. Yeah, I throw the intern way too soon because I'm not paying enough attention there. I'm just in shock from the Yimgarl taking out my Warlord, you know. And then I'm just sorting out that resource issue, which I hadn't thought through properly. Yeah, so I lose my one, he's already got his one, so we're all good. Okay, 4 resources, 9 cards. Couldn't do my Warp Rift. I don't know if I can use it now in any way that's going to be useful, or if I'm just going to end up throwing his green into where it needs to be, you know. Spore Chimney, he can keep things infested. I've got my only sort of little tricks here are the Infernal Gateway, maybe it's Aegis Firestorm. I'm thinking maybe I should put in the cannons, maybe. Suddenly all my tricks just don't look that impressive. He's able to infest everything. He's got some big guys already turned up. I'm bloodied. Oh, what am I going to do? I do decide to throw out an orc cannon. Just think it could be useful. It's just too little too late really at this point already, isn't it? You know, you can already see the writing on the wall. Nesting chamber. What's that one? To infest them as long as there's 2 gene stealers. He's just maxing out that infest, which means his blazing Keening Malceptor, that's what it is, isn't it? I'm getting the name completely wrong. Keening Malceptor, I believe. He's just able to trigger whatever he wants, which really messes with your head. Yeah, I've got very few options. Very few options. And he's building up a huge resource bank with the Cicalum Infestors and the Gene Stealer Harvesters. They're just really, really solid. Yeah, I don't know if I'm familiar enough with my Zarathur deck at this point. You know, if I know enough about what I'm doing, that might be part of my issue. It may be that I just really played the wrong setup in the first few turns to try and maximize that command, to try and get an advantage over him that way. Maybe that was what I needed to do. It's just telling that he's got an ambushy styling deck, and he outnumbers me so badly. Yeah, I've just clearly not cleared out anything that I should have been clearing out. I didn't even see what I chose there. I'm presuming Planet 1 where I've at least got a unit, but I may not have, maybe 4. Alright, let's see. Yeah, he's made his decision. Yeah, I chose 1. Right. So I'm thinking that's my only possibility, because there's at least another unit there that might be able to give me some sort of protection in a sense. I think it's his command, bonus from the Toxic Venom Thrope, then all this other command, 12 resources and 4 cards. I'm just, what do I do? I'm scrambling, and I don't know what to do. This is going, it really is like, can you think of another thing that he would have liked to have done? You know, like, he's got all his supports out, he's got all his infestation rolling, he's got his synapse still triggering whatever battle ability he wants, he's got his Gene Stealers giving him the bonuses, he's got a brood to search for a new Gene Stealer, he's been able to ambush in whatever he wanted. It just is hard to argue with. Really hard to argue that it's gone all exactly how he wanted it. So he got another Gene Stealer brood, which is the one that lets him search, but he throws a Ymgarl factor onto it, onto the one that he already put in at least, and I'm like, ah, man, yeah. Trying to think, how can I kill it? What can I do to kill it? And then, I mean, obviously, I've got a Singe's Firestorm. I needed to put all my damage onto doing that before he adds HP to it, but I was thinking the other way around. I was thinking, oh, I think we've done the extra damage from Zarathur even though I'm bloodied. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. Wouldn't make a huge difference, but yeah, so I was thinking, for some reason I thought he might use the cannon on it. Well, obviously my move there was to do the Firestorm, and then the cannons, and then well, I can't do the Infernal Gateway in that case, but for some reason I do the cannons first, then I do an Infernal Gateway next. I'm giving him the opportunity to set up the extra HP. Clearly, I should have Firestormed too, and hoped he didn't have a shield. He probably does, but that was my only actual choice, really, and I didn't take it. I don't know what I was thinking at all. It's just a silly maneuver. And, you know, he gets to Baron it away anyway. Just poor thinking on my behalf. I can't really afford the Firestorm to do enough damage anymore. Just terrible last couple of thoughts there. I mean, I didn't do what I should have done at all. Look, I call it 2 damage, even though it's not. I don't think he changes it. Yeah, I completely have blanked that I'm bloodied. That's really slack of me. I apologise on behalf of everybody for seeing such terribleness. Look, 1 point when he's already got 4 HP now. I mean, come on. Yeah, should have tried that one first. Well, duh. 2 damage, and look, he doesn't even notice. I'm like, oh yeah, 2 damage. And he's like, yeah, okay, 2 damage. Zarathur's bloodied, guys. Me from the past and Stefan from the past. He's bloodied. He can't do that. Oh, dear. What a silly display at the end here. All it means is that he would have killed me faster. In fact, I don't think it even makes the slightest bit of difference, because look, he can pump himself up a whole bunch more. Yeah, no more actions from me, so you can just go. So we've got 4 attack, 2 HP, and here we go. So that's attack of 7. Just checking, what are we getting? Oh. Oh, yeah, I just realised he was adding things that say attack markers and HP markers, and I didn't realise you could do that. And then I see that there's a name aspect of it, which I hadn't realised you could do. So, attack of 7, 9. He spent 4, which adds 6 or something like that. And there we go, he kills me. I can't shield it. Boom. So my Zarathur's got a bit of work to do, but unfortunately I'm beginning to move on to other warlords now. I might have to come back and see what I can do with Zara another day. Hope you enjoyed that, and tell me what you thought, give me some advice. I'll catch you again soon. See you later.